I created tennis in Minecraft. Tennis is a lot of fun in real life, so I thought, why not make it in Minecraft? This was much simpler than it looks like, as it actually only took around 4 hours to make. First, I started with the programming of the ball, which quite literally just teleports forward at an increment depending on its speed, and downward at a rapid pace. I made the speed dependent on the score that it has, which increases depending on how the player hits it or when it hits. Like for example, when the player is looking downward, it does a spike, which causes blue fires to start sparking out of the ball, which makes it go much faster. And there's other variations of this, such as when you hit it more forward, it does a regular version, so like just flames come out, but it's still pretty fast. And every time it hits the floor, it actually loses velocity, just like in real life, because, you know, friction kind of exists. And depending on its current speed, it either bounces higher or lower, so the much faster it is, the lower it bounces, and vice versa. After the ball had its physics, I gave the player an ability to actually hit the ball. So there's two ways to actually hit the ball. There's a right click. So the right click gives you a 1/4 of a second of leeway, so you can right click pretty early and still consider hit the ball. Or you can actually just slap it. So like if you manage to actually hit it Minecraft style, which is much harder to do, especially if the ball is coming fast towards you, you hit it for 1 more velocity than it's currently at, so you actually increase in speed. And this is really good for like really fast returns if you're able to hit it. While if you just hit it regularly with the right click with the 1/4 of a second, it will just go like to whatever speed you're looking at. I did disable the speed differences during serving though, so while you serve, it will always be capped at a speed of 4, which is the bare minimum speed. I did this because it was really easy to just spike it as soon as you start serving, and that was just straight up unfair. So yeah, once this was done, it was time for the actual game mode, which is really easy. All I needed to do was give a player the ball, set their teams, and keep track of score, which only needs to update whenever someone actually gets a score. And in tennis, the ways to get a score is by hitting it over the fence and having it bounce at least twice on your opponent's side to get a score, so that gives you 15 points. And you give the enemies a score if you hit the fence, or if you hit it out of bounds without bouncing it on their side once, or if you bounce it on your own side, which is pretty easy to detect. I just have a scoreboard that keeps track of how many bounces it has and where it hits. I also have two invisible markers that keep track of where the ball is, what side it's on, so that way it can be much more accurate. You're also not capable of swinging while you're on the fence, or if you're on the opponent's side. This forces you to stay on your side, so you can't just kind of cheat. And finally, I added some music and a bot, so that way single players can actually play this game. And the music wasn't made by me, it was made by phaic, who is the creator of the Survive the Backrooms, which will be linked down in the description. It's an amazing map, and the bot has my player head because why not? With the game finally finished, I'm not gonna drag the video any longer. I'm gonna actually show some gameplay. The download link for this map is in the description, and thanks for watching. Subscribe for more maps.